inject money into our struggling economy with direct payments to many Americans.
Relief checks is part of the biggest stimulus package in history. Oh, but something this massive, you know it's going to come with a lot of good questions because they've put this together quickly.
Oof.
They had to figure out a way to do it.
Right.
And it's, well, I don't want to say it's a mess, Heather, but it's a complicated scenario, isn't it?
It absolutely is. I was talking with somebody from the IRS yesterday, and he just said, please, please, please have some patience, because think about what we are being asked to do in this very short time period. They're being asked to come up with all kinds of brand new programs, get money out to everybody, try to avoid fraud, try to avoid hacking. So they're in the process of really trying to figure this all out right now. So a lot to unpack here. So Jason, why don't you just start firing away and see what we can get to.
We know most Americans are going to get a check, right? What are the no's? Who will not?
Right. So more than 80% will. The people that will not is if you make too much money, if you are what's called a non-resident alien. And here, this third group is a big one. This is where I'm hearing from a lot of people. If you can be claimed as a dependent on someone else's tax returns, that would include a lot of college students and a lot of young adults who live with their parents.
Got it. And so on the one hand, you look and say, like, well, they're adults. Why don't they get this money? On the other, you say, well, you're a dependent. You're not even filing your own tax return yet. So how do they sort that out? All right, how much money are we talking about here?
Right. So if you make up to, and this is adjusted gross income, $75,000, you will get the full $1,200 check. Between $75K and $99K, it's a sliding scale. Any individual who makes more than 99 grand, no check.
Got it.
Essentially, for married couples, you just want to double those numbers. The limits are slightly higher for family with kids. Here's something else that I'm hearing from people. If you have kids, you get an extra $500 per kid, but it's only kids under the age of 17. So I'm hearing from a lot of people who have 17-year-olds, no, your 17-year-old does not give you that extra $500.
Got it. So 17, 18, 19, 20, no extra money.
Right.
How do they figure it out?
If you filed your 2019 tax return, they're going to use what the money, your income is based on that. It's also going to use your direct deposit information from there. If you haven't filed in 2019, they'll go back to the 2018 tax return.
Got it. Because some people, certainly you could see like where you make a career change and maybe you were a highly paid executive or something, and then you started your own business and you're broke. Like, got it. I've heard this 3 weeks thing.
So
Come
Secretary...
on, really? Like everyone's going to get a check in 3 weeks?
So here's the thing. The Treasury Secretary Mnuchin told us on CBS News, he told Face the Nation, yes, they want to start sending out these weeks via direct deposit in 3 weeks. But I talked to a bunch of tax experts yesterday, and they say that is a very optimistic timeline, precisely because of the reasons I was just talking about of trying to come up with this massive program in such a short period of time.
What if you don't do direct deposit? Like, how do they know where to send you the check?
So a couple things there. You could get the check mailed to you. It's probably going to come in a couple months there. But another choice for you, if you've never done the direct deposit, the government says they're coming up with a website that you will be able to go to and enter in your direct deposit information. The website has not been created yet, so you just have to keep checking back with the IRS for when that happens.
Now, somebody asked me this morning if they owe taxes or they have like an outstanding judgment against them or anything like that.
So as far as we understand it, if you owe taxes, your check will not be reduced. So if you owe back taxes, you're still fine. The only thing that we could find that would reduce your check is if you owe child support and that child support has been reported to the government, then they could reduce your check there.
Got it. What about retirees?
So I've gotten this one a lot. Everybody, I got a couple questions. People have wondered, well, if I get Social Security, will I still get this check? And yes, you will. The only people that are out of that are the people that I mentioned at the beginning. But there are some people that do get Social Security that are not required to file a tax return. And so what they are recommending to those people is go ahead right now, file a simple tax return in 2019, so you can get your direct deposit information in there,
But do it soon, because they're going to use this soon.
Absolutely. And like I have it on the website. I'll make sure I put it on my social media, but there's a page on the IRS website that has all this information. Right now, they say check back for updates. We don't have a lot of information, but that's where you're going to find the most updated information.
All right. Good deal. Thanks, Heather. Lots of good answers.